Most learner drivers are setting their mirrors wrong. In fact, one of the most common pieces of advice you hear about mirrors can actually create a dangerous blind spot. If you're watching your door handles in your mirrors, you might be hiding the exact space where motorcycles and overtaking cars appear. In this lesson, I'll show you how mirrors should actually be set so you can see what really matters behind you.
Guys, so here we go. So we're talking about mirrors. Now, we spoke about this last time as well, is there are some basics you need to understand. The advice that instructors give you all the time is you need to be seeing your door handles. Now, I made quite an issue of that. I was actually pulling everybody's leg about the dangerous door handles. There are no such thing as dangerous door handles. The concept is do not occupy space in your mirrors to look at something that is not dangerous to you. And because you parking in a parking bay, reversing into a bay, you can just lean over and have a look at the side of your car to see your alignment and stuff like that. But the time you're actually driving down the road, that's when it is most dangerous. You spend more time driving down the road and changing direction on the road than you do parking. And when you're parking and you get it a little bit wrong, you go over the line or you scratch someone's car, that's not the end of the world. No one's going to really die unless you've missed the guy in the wheelchair behind your car. No one is going to actually be seriously affected by that. The problem comes when you're driving. So set your mirrors for a driving situation. Set your mirrors so you have maximum advantage when you're driving. Be as safe as possible when you're actually driving. At 70 miles per hour, you do not want to miss a car in a blind spot when you are changing lanes. That can be really serious. Okay, so a lot of people have been told, set your side mirrors so you can just see the rear door handle. You don't need to be watching that door handle. Forget it. Someone says that to you, you should just say, what am I watching the door handle for? What's it going to do? Okay, this has been repeated for decades and it's outdated and it's wrong. And it could cost you a driving test. And the reason I say that is I sometimes get in a car and then I'm teaching and the student gets in the car. And I'm actually, once you've been an instructor as long as I have, when someone's set their mirrors incorrectly. And they've got half the mirror looking at the car. And I think to myself, you've created you really have. You just create a massive blind spot where that mirror can be covering that area for you. And to me, it's just not been taught properly or thought through properly. I think those are the two situations. Why it doesn't work? The door handle is not dangerous. Never posed a risk to any driver or road user. Watching it is a complete waste of mirror space. You have very limited mirror space. Doesn't matter how big those mirrors are. If you're occupying that mirror space for something that's unnecessary, why are you doing it? The purpose of a mirror is to see what is behind and to beside you, not to admire your own car. Yeah. And the other day, somebody comes to me and says, they're ready for their test. They get in the car and they set the center mirror to look at their eyes. And then they don't reset it to look behind them. Do you think they're actually going to be looking behind them in the mirror when they've actually set it to look at their eyes? And I don't know why they had to look at their eyes, but anyway, it does happen. It just makes a distance. A wasted mirror creates a dangerous blind spot. It does cause overtaking, and the blind spot from the door handle sits exactly where the vehicles overtake you at speed. Motorcycles, filtering. Be careful of the motorcycles. Often you're sitting in actual traffic waiting for traffic lights, and especially if the road is reasonably wide, and you'll have a motorcycle coming down between the cars, and obviously you will see him in your right hand mirror because he will be in a spot where basically both those mirrors would actually be able to pick him up. But be really careful of that sort of thing, and you never know whether a motorcycle is going to pass you on the left or the right. Cyclists alongside right in the space your mirror should be showing you, especially in urban areas. Guys, that left hand mirror must not be looking down so that you can reverse into a bay. That is such a bad habit. Honestly, you do not need to. If you want to use your mirrors to reverse into a bay, then you stop and you reset your mirrors for that. But then remember that when you're back on the road, before you go out to bay area or where you've parked your car, you must reset your mirrors. Really important, okay? And the examiner, when he sits on the left-hand side, can actually see whether your left-hand mirror is actually useful to you or not. When I get in a car, I can immediately see whether the mirror is set for an idiot who's trying to do parking all the time. Okay, sorry guys, I didn't mean to do that. So your three zones for your panoramic view are: the left mirror extends the view to the left, augmenting the interior mirror to close remaining gaps. The center mirror is your zone 2, which is directly behind you, framed by the rear windscreen. This is your anchor point. And it's the main thing you watch when you're driving down the road if you're not changing lane. If you're going straight down the road, it's useful to know when cars are coming up behind you. And most of the cars approaching you from behind are really visible in your main mirror, and you can see them come past you at speed, okay? All right. Zone 2 is your right mirror. It extends the view to the right as far as possible without wasting space for your car. There's always a slight overlap, and we demonstrated that in the video as well. Your interior mirror is the anchor of your view. That's where it all starts. That's where you need to know what's going on behind you.
If you found this helpful, this is just a quick lesson taken from our full training inside LDriv Academy. Inside the Academy, we break down the real skills behind passing the driving test and understanding how traffic actually works. You can explore our full courses and weekly webinars using the links in the description.